Hey everybody, I'm back. And we're going to do the continuation of what's new on Transformers Wars of Cybertron Ironhide. Okay, and as you can see, I got my hair cut, so maybe my brain can think a little bit better right now. So, as I was in the barbershop, I did a little extra research, but I still got the video on my phone so I could, just in case I do a cross-reference on that. And the last time you saw him like this with the hood out. So now what we're going to do now, once and for all, let's try our best, if anything, get this guy transformed. So as I was in the barbershop, I did a little studying while I was getting my hair cut. Go figure. Alrighty. So now, this was a little complicated at first, I ain't gonna lie. It still is a little complicated, but if I take my time, do it right, I might be able to get something done. Because this guy, you know, they make these Transformers a little bit more complex each and every day. I'm like, God, man. Seriously, they do. They really do. But I'm working on it. As you can see, I'm trying my best to work on it. You know. But I will still say, out of the hardest Transformers of all time, and I say it once, I'll say it again, it's definitely Triptychon. Triptychon to this day is still the hardest Transformer that I ever, and I mean I have ever in my life put together. And so I figure, you know what? Since I'm in the barber's chair, let me find a way to put this guy, oops, that's what I was afraid of. Put this on there. He was definitely by far the worst. I agree. I agree with you 100%. Yes, the hell he was. And I figure I'll kill two birds with one stone. So since I'm in the barber's chair and I turned around and did a little studying, voila. He is now in his vehicle mode. And that's how he looks as a vehicle. And I will show the results. Now I ain't about to transform him back again. He was in this robust form, and now he is in his vehicle mode. Now, after going through hell, I really do like the vehicle mode. For whatever reason, I think it's cool. Now, if I want to transform him, yes, we're the ones. See, it's like, this is like the second half of the hood, because in other words, I might as well call this is like the hood, this is more like the trunk, and it's converted into one. So what you do, once you snap that down, all that fits into place. And as you can see, he's like a turtle. It's like a little red and silver turtle. So now, as you can see, Wars of Cybertron Transformer Ironhide is now complete. Now, I guess the next question is, where can I store his weapons? That shouldn't be a problem. I can just look at the box and just figure that out. On the box, he has his gun. His gun goes on the back. It's two little tabs, if I'm seeing this right. I think I am seeing this right. Okay, two little tabs like this. The gun goes on the back. Mario salute, brother. Right now, I just got through finishing, because I have to make this a two-part video. It's like this is part of the video right now. I have Transformers Ironhide from Wars of Cybertron back in the days when the game was on PlayStation 3, and I just turned him to his vehicle mode. I don't want to turn him back into his robot mode anytime soon. So now I'm going to put his vehicles on, and I think, judging from the way this looks, this goes on like this. So now his battle axe becomes a cannon, and his rifle becomes a side cannon. And this how Ironhide looks in vehicle mode. Now, I'll be right back. And I don't know if you saw last week's show, but last week's show I bought two Transformers. That's my newest one I bought today, Ironhide. You know, in a way I'm kind of a fan of Ironhide. I'm more of an Optimus Prime fan, just to let people know. But yeah, that's how we do it. So we put this on like that. Got to push it on some kind of way, and then this becomes there you go. Now his axe becomes a cannon. His rifle becomes a side cannon. So we're gonna put him on the table. So I figured, hell, since I'm gonna be in the barber chair for about 30 minutes, I might as well study how to do this thing. And believe it or not, in under 10 minutes. Took me a little longer than the first video, but I came back, did what I had to do, and he is officially complete. But I will show you the last two Transformers I bought last week, and I will show you again right now. Alright. These are the last two Transformers that you saw. For those who didn't see the show last week, these are the last two Transformers I bought. Okay. Right now. This is Tripticon. This big, you know, this guy right here, this monster right here, out of all the Transformers right now, he is probably the most expensive and the hardest Transformer. Yes, he's Godzillatron. Yes, he's Space Godzilla and Godzilla combined. think of it as he's like the Godzilla for the Decepticons. And he is the most hardest Transformer that I ever put together, not to mention the most expensive one. So this is Tripticon. And this thing on his chest, this turns into a robot. I ain't going through that today. I'm leaving him just the way he is. And he turns into 3 forms. His T-Rex form, which you see here. He turns into a spaceship with wheels, and he turns into a Decepticon city. And out of all the hardest transformations, this is the hardest one. If I had to say the second hardest would be the spaceship. That took a few hours to put together. What made this guy frustrating, but I finally got him together, it wasn't the body, the legs. In fact, 90% of his work came from his legs. The body wasn't too bad. I mean, the arms and all the arms, the head, all that was attached together. Just getting these big legs on him was the hardest part. So, and of course, this comes down just in case you want to store some extra weapons or something like that in there. So, Tripticon, so you can get that in your mouth. No, I guess not. Okay, so, and not to mention he was the most expensive. I paid $225 for this thing. All right. So, again, when you see me wearing an Optimus Prime t-shirt, yeah, these are some big turkey legs. So when you see me wearing a Transformer shirt, chances are it can be anything at random. More than likely, it's about Transformers. So Tripticon is going back on the floor. The only thing I hate about that thing, it's not motorized, it's not battery operated, and it can't move. Not like the original G1 Transformer Tripticon. It moved and everything. So am I disappointed? Yes and no. Again, yes, I'm disappointed because I wish it did walk. No, I'm not disappointed because the fact that I own one, even years later down the line, decades later, I'm very happy with it. And this Autobot right here, Jazz. So now I have Jazz. And the price was disappointing too, yeah, but because I wanted to recollect my collection back, I'm all right with that. I am. So now I have Ironhide. I have Jazz. Now this Jazz right here, and I gotta put you down for a minute. Now this Jazz, this is the reissue, redesign G1 version of Jazz from the Transformers, the movie back in the days. Now, his weapon is on top of his hood, which that's cool. You got the number 14 logo on there. And if you look up real close, you got the little Autobot insignia right there. See where the Autobot insignia is at? That's where his head is at. Once after you transform and all that, which I ain't about to do that right now. But I just want my collection back, you know what I mean? Because, someday, I want to pass these down to my grandkids or whatever. But for now, they staying with me. All right, straight up. And I'm glad I got this thing. Because if you want to start on your Transformers collection, because that's what I'm doing right now, the best place to buy these things is at GameStop. Because I'm a GameStop Pro member, this thing would have cost me $35, but I saved $2, so you can see the price right there. I paid $33.24. I saved $2. I don't give a damn. It's the fact that I got it. All right. So, will I get another Transformer next week? And show it on the show? It all depends, because there's like a few other Transformers I did saw in the store. They had from one of the 13 Primes, the Megatronus. And this thing is a tank. Not as big as Tripticon, but it's a tank. No, yeah, see, look. Look at this, $34. $34 because I paid for Jazz. I think I paid $32, but because I had $10 in credit, it cost me $22. Some people don't like going to GameStop. Here's my advice. Go to GameStop, especially if you're a customer, because two things. One, I renew my membership every year. And then when you become a pro member, every month they give you a $5 in-store coupon credit. So the more of those coupons you save every month, it'll go towards anything like Transformers or new release games or or t-shirts or whatever it is that you want to buy from GameStop. Join the membership. I don't mind paying how much the membership. The membership is like $80 a year, but I get that back in coupons as far as $5 a month. So that ain't bad. So what I do, and then you get GameStop points for everything you buy. Like for every time I buy this, a t-shirt, a game, whatever, a bobblehead, they also give you, again, GameStop points that accumulate to in-store credit so you can get wherever else you want in the store. Or do like I do, just let it stack up and then a year later, turn it all in. Or like for me, I'm glad that I was smart today. I finally paid off my Nintendo Switch. It's worth it. Amazon has great deals. Yeah, but like I said, I don't mind saving an extra $2 or $10 more if I'm getting it from GameStop. So again, I saved $2 and I'm cool with that. So Ironhide is complete. I do not want to turn this thing back into his robot mode right now, because later, once I get my Transformers collection back, I'm thinking about just building me a shelf and put all my Transformers in it. And then later, once I get a bigger place or whatever, I'm going to build a huge cabinet and just put them all in there. Onyx Prime. Never heard of Onyx Prime. Oh, speaking of Transformers, I'm glad you brought that up. Now, the next two Transformers is already been prepaid. It's already been paid off, and I'll be getting them in September and October. I think the next Transformer, and I got two of them that's already paid for. The first one is Nova Prime. He's one of the original 13 Primes. I think he's like a white silver truck with wings. He's kind of like Optimus Prime, but he got wings. When I get the chance, once I get him, I'll do a what's new on that. And I'm getting Prowl. Prowl from the Transformer generation, G1 generation Prowl. So right now, I still got some of my old ones. I still got some of my new ones. And I'm just glad that they reissued them back. So now I got a chance to get the ones I never had at first. Because to tell you the truth, I never had a Jazz. Now I got a Jazz. I never had an Ironhide. Even though this is the Wars of Cybertron Ironhide from PlayStation 3, which I still have that game in there. Now I have an Ironhide. He's not the Ironhide from the movie, but he's Ironhide nonetheless. And this thing is, even with one arm, he is still heavy. And this monster right here, Triptychon. Because these are called the Titan series. For those who don't know, the Titan series consists of combiners that can form into one big robot. Some of them don't combine. Like he doesn't combine. He's just one big robot by himself. Omega Supreme, same thing. But I'm talking about guys like the Constructicons that transform into Devastator, the Stunticons that transform into Menasor. Then you have the Predacons that transform into Predaking. The list goes on and on and on. And that's what they're doing now. And I think that's cool. Company of Learning High. Right now, company, on what's new. I just got this right here, the Transformer Ironhide. He was already in robot mode, so I turned him back into vehicle mode. So this is my Ironhide. This is my Jazz. I love Jazz. And this damn thing is heavy. It is heavy. This is my Triptychon. Yep. I keep telling everybody, what do you want to see on the Spuddy on 9 show? Sooner or later, this show, regardless of how people may think, it will be the #1 show on YouTube, on PlayStation. Immediately following, I take these shows and I put it on Facebook so everybody can see it live on DCN Presents Power Plays. Matt Unique said Optimus Prime was the 13 Primes moved over. The remainder of Optimus Prime was discovered by Orion Pax. Yes, there are 13 Primes. I know some of them. You got Onyx Prime, Vector Prime. Who else? Of course, Optimus. He's the best over all of them. Megatronus. Okay. Alpha Trion, he's like the oldest of all the primes. Okay, Lord Alpha Trion. Who else you have? Primus. Primus is Cybertron itself. He is the planet of Cybertron. Unicron. Okay, he's not a prime, but he's considered a Titan. Okay, but the other primes I don't know, but the ones Sentinel Prime. Okay, but he's another story for another time. But out of all the primes, Optimus, he was the wisest. He was the best of all of them. And then later, Optimus passed the matrix of leadership down to Hot Rod, aka Rodimus Prime. Now Rodimus Prime is like a younger predecessor of the generation as far as the new wave of primes. He's like a younger prime. But out of all of them, this cat right here, he was the best of the best. He was the best of the best. Okay. So I'm glad I took the time out to show you guys my collection on what's new. Oh, little robot bud, you come on back. I'm sorry, you come on back. My bad. My bad. So now, speaking of what's new, let's talk about movies right quick before I end my show, because I want to rest up for about an hour before I go to the movies tonight. Aglamanius Prime, I forgot all about him. I honestly forgot all about him. But again, all the 13 Primes was amazing, man. But out of the best, Optimus, he was. In fact, if I had to pick who I thought was the best of all the primes, and I'm gonna say the best for last, one, Lord Alpha Trion. Okay, he's the eldest and the oldest of all the primes. He's like the granddaddy. The only body that's older than him will be Primus. Primus is the embodiment of all those guys, but at the same time, okay, how should I describe Primus? Like Unicron is a planet, Primus is the planet of Cybertron. So that's all that is. Okay, that would be 2. And 3, you got Nova Prime. Okay, but out of all of them, Optimus, he's that cat. So that's about it. I know in the near foreseeable future, I am going to get, and I'm going to have to save some money for that. I do want to get that Optimus Prime by Robertson, that transform by itself. I want that. That might take me like a whole year to save for that. I definitely want to get that. I definitely want to get the Bumblebee, the Megatron that turns into a tank. I want to get the Grimlock that transforms and all that. So something like that costs over $1,000. I'm not gonna get that until after I move. All right. But in any case, so whenever I get the next Transformer, even if it's something like that, I will put it on the show. But I just want a piece of my childhood back, knowing for the fact at the end of the day I'll be 60, and I love these, man. He wasn't too hard. He got only thing that was hard on him at first was just fixing his, twisting his arms. Last week it was Triptychon's legs. This week it was this little guy's arms. Jazz wasn't too difficult. I don't want to turn it back into robot mode now, but he wasn't too difficult. I think out of everybody, I think Jazz got the best detail design because, I'm gonna show this right quick. You can see the racing stripes, the blue headlights, the white, the tires. The only thing, and believe it or not, it rolls. It don't roll pretty far, but it rolls. Now, the only thing I hate about the new ones than the old ones, the old Transformers, the G ones, some of them had rubberized wheels. Hasbro, if you're gonna make some more Transformers, especially Autobots, it would be nice to do both. Have the plastic, have the hard plastic, but at the same time put the rubber tires around the plastic. Let's get back to rubber wheels, man. Straight up for real. You said Megatronus is often considered one of the strongest due to his size, strength, and society. I can't pronounce that, Chris. I apologize. As well as his, I can't pronounce that, social skills. Keep it short. We ain't got all day. With the early Cybertronian civilization. Okay, and for those who don't know who Megatronus is, again, Megatronus is one of the 13 primes, and believe it or not, that's how Megatron got his name, from one of the 13 primes. And Megatron, believe it or not, he was a gladiator warrior that became political, and he gave his battle up as far as fighting in the Cybertronian arena as one of the greatest gladiators of all. And on top of that, Megatron was kind of like a mentor to Orion Pax before he became the mighty, wise, and Optimus Prime. For those who may not know, I remember those before. Have you Star Wars stuff? Check my last previous shows. I did a Star Wars collection show like about maybe like a week ago. So you want to check that out. And right now, that's my thing right now. I'm not always into games. I take that back, slap myself on the wrist. I'm going to be a gamer till the day I die. But sometimes I like to switch my hobby up. And by me being older, I really want to get into other hobbies besides gaming. That's why I like Star Wars. Star Wars going to be my love. I'm going to be a Transformer head till the day I die. That's all day long. Okay, you can keep going with Transformers regardless. And I love it. But let's talk about movies right quick before I end my show. Every choice, every mission has all led to this. Tom Cruise Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It comes out tomorrow. Not for me, because in about 2 hours from now, I'm going to see an early preview of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. And again, shout out goes out to Tom Cruise. Okay, this man, I'm going to tell you, you got a lot of people in Hollywood that can act and do his own stunts. Tom Cruise, I mean, I already knew this guy was going to blow up, even back in the days. I've seen pretty much all his movies, from Top Gun to Top Gun Maverick, Days of Thunder, my favorite movie, Rain Man, my second other favorite movie, Risky Business. But when he did Mission Impossible, and keep in mind, this is be like, I think this is like his 12th or 13th movie, and this is going to be his last final movie. He is the only cat I know. Not only can he act, but he does his own stunts. And I know tonight when I go see Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, he gonna act a damn fool. I can tell you that right now. He said movies 100. Okay, I don't understand what you're saying, Mario. So leave in the comments. Let me know, is you guys gonna see Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning? That's just one of the new release movies that's come out tonight. The other one, because it's going to be a flip of a coin with me, I'm not going to lie to you. Either I'm going to see that, or this comes out tonight, Lilo and Stitch. Even though it's due tomorrow, this comes out tonight. Anything that's Disney, I'm going to go see it. Just to let you guys know. So May is the month of some tripped out movies. Okay, and Lilo and Stitch, I've always liked the animation of it, the cartoon, and now to see it on the motion picture. So now I get to see 626, aka Stitch, with his sidekick Lilo. I really want to see that. So I got a choice of which one I want to see tonight. Is it going to be Lilo and Stitch, or is it going to be Tom Cruise, The Final Reckoning? So whichever one comes first, they get my money. So if I see one and can't see the other one, I'll see it next week to make up for the whatever the issue may be. So I'm not going to trip on that. I love the trailer for this. So if you got kids, grandkids, you know, nieces, nephews, cousins, whatever, or hell, if you want to make it a little significant date night with you and your other, go see Lilo and Stitch, man. And this shout out goes out to Disney. Disney, if you're watching the show right now, I would love for you guys to make a live action movie of Big Hero 6. I'm a huge fan of that. But my overall movie is the Lion King, not Lilo and Itch. No, brother, no. Jeremiah King, you can't eat him. He's an alien. We don't want you to eat the damn thing. It's Lilo and Stitch. Like how you stitch up your clothes. Yeah. And he's a little blue alien. And he came down to Earth. So don't want to spoil anything. See the cartoon. You can look it on home video or whatever, streaming, whatever. But see the cartoon. That way you get an idea of what the live action is like. So, yeah, I got my choice. Glad you brought that up. Because I'm also a fan of this movie. He could pass for Alf's cousin, Jackie Chan, Ben Wang, that's the boy in the middle with the bandana on his head, and Ralph Macchio. When Masters Unite, a new legacy begins. This comes out at the end of the month. Knowing me, I'm going to see it way before the end of the month, and that's Karate Kid Legends. First of all, I am a huge, retarded, insane in the membrane fan of Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. Both of them the bomb. Don't get me wrong, love Karate Kid, but Cobra Kai is the S, 4-letter word, it's the S and ends in T. Now to have the greatest martial artist of all, Jackie Chan, okay, and Ralph Macchio, you know, that plays Daniel, to pass the joint forces to the greatest masters, to teach the new generation, and let the legacy go on. Will I see this? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. As a matter of fact, I think when the movie come out May 30th, and if the weather ain't too bad, I think I'm gonna wear my karate key. I got a karate key in the closet. In fact, I'm gonna take it to the cleaners, put on my karate key. I'm gonna go to the movies, and I'm gonna go see the Karate Kid. Yep. Don't be surprised if you see me in my white Karate Kid with my bandana around my head. We're going to go see the Karate Kid. And hopefully, I don't want to start no fights or anything. If I do, I might have to smack them, but I don't want to be violent. I'm just representing as a fan. But yeah, Karate Kid Legends, I think this is going to be good. I think it's going to be great. And it's been a while since I've seen, Jackie Chan and, on the screen. And then Ralph Macchio. I hope and I pray that, they bring some of the old cast back. Now, the only one that's not in this movie, God rest his soul, Mr. Miyagi, a.k.a. Pat Morita. I'm pretty sure right now he's in heaven smiling over this because this is a part of his legacy too. So this will go on. So again, shout out goes out to Mr. Miyagi, a.k.a. Pat Morita. All right. Again, I know he's smiling. And to have Jackie Chan on board, yeah. Bolo Young, oh man, Bolo is like in his 80s somewhere, man. So I hope they do this movie justice. I hope they bring in what's that guy's name? John Kreese. Not John Kreese. I forgot his name, but he was like the sensei for Cobra Kai. I hope they bring him in there. I hope they bring that dude Lawrence. I hope he's in. I hope they bring him in. In other words, I hope that they bring some of the characters from the original Karate Kid series and Cobra Kai into this movie. I hope they do. I want to. It'd be cool if we could see a few cameos, and I think that'd be great. Leaving comments. Let me know if you guys going to see Karate Kid Legends. I've seen the trailer. They can have my money. So you got 3 good movies that's coming out for the month of May. All right. Because in a minute, I'm about to get some rest. Okay. Let's talk about Nintendo right quick. Just to let everybody know right now, come June 5th, I'm going to do an unboxing of the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I said on my last previous show, What's New, so this is a continuation from my last previous show, that I am going to do that. Okay? As a matter of fact, I paid off my Nintendo Switch 2 today. Paid it off. I think I owe like $30. Knocked it out the park, paid for everything. So the only thing I got to do, come June 5th, walk in the door, show them my receipt, and walk out. Okay? Because I am ready for Mario Kart World. For the first time ever, it's going to be up to 24 players. And then soon they're going to come up with this camera where you can watch other people play online. Hopefully the camera has more than one other feature. If I can broadcast off the Switch, and I'm praying for that, considering how much money I pay for this damn thing, you're going to see a lot. Don't quote me, but if everything goes well, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed right now in front of the world, I hope I could definitely do a lot of broadcasting from that thing. Only time will tell. We will see. Mario said Exorcist 80 is the best horror movie. We'll talk. Here's the thing. I'm not a fan of horror. I mean, I like horror, but I'm not deep into horror. But since you're on the topic of horror, we'll go there right quick. In fact, I'll bring up 2 horror movies. One, The Woman in the Yard. This movie is a trip. Here's the best part. It's the same people who created and produced Megan and Megan 2.0. Now, I heard reviews about this movie. It's a damn trip. Will I see it? Only time will tell. But I'll tell you the movie I am going to go see. And I'm pulling it up right now. The BITCH is back. Yeah, I'll feel you on that later. Megan 2.0 next month, only in theaters, June 27th. I got the first Megan on home video. Now, the killer doll is back. And only this time they made another doll that's just similar to Megan. I think her name is Amelia. And now they're going to have to bring Megan back to take on Amelia. So if you've seen the trailer, and I'm breaking my state of direction for a quick second, it's bitch versus bitch. Alright. And the trailer is a trip. I'll probably see the trailer again tonight. And in Megan 2.0, I'll give you a little spoiler alert, she's taller, smarter, which she was already smart. Now she's smarter than beyond imaginable. She's learning new techniques. She's learning a lot of fighting styles. And now, again, it's bitch versus bitch. As I'm going to see this movie, yeah. Again, I'm not a horror fan, but this one, I'm going to make an exception towards it. I think I've seen the trailer for it. Yeah, man, the trailer is a trip, man. It is a damn trip. So, you got a lot of movies coming out. And especially right now for May and June. But the number one movie I want to see, and it will be $1 billion movie. And then again, all these movies I'm mentioning now might fool the hell out of me, and they might be $1 billion movies. If you're a Marvel fan, 9 times out of 10, Marvel, it never fails. Every year, they're going to come out with at least $1 billion movie. And I've already saw the Thunderbolts, which I thought that was cool. But the $1 billion movie of 2025, and you heard it live on DC and Networks Presents Power Players, and it's by Marvel. Fantastic Four First Steps. This will be Marvel's $1 billion movie. Hate to say it, I'm gonna call it. Just like last year, everybody downrated Deadpool. Oh, Deadpool is this. Deadpool breaking too many fifth wall. Ryan Reynolds just, he's using too many F-bombs and all that. So what? Say whatever you want to say about the movie. They got $1 billion in their pocket. Where's yours? So, Marvel, they bringing it. But we can't leave DC out, okay? Don't get me wrong. I said this once before on all my shows. I like DC, but I love Marvel. But now, if DC, and again, I don't know what the hell James Gunn gonna do, but I will see this movie because out of support. And that is Superman Legacy. This will be in theaters July 11th. Look up in the sky. Now, the new Superman, his name is David Corzenwet. First of all, don't even know anything about this guy. Never heard anything about this guy. I don't even know what he does. Only thing I know, James Gunn brought him into the mix. Okay, cool, fine. I've seen the trailer for Superman Legacy. And I'll say this once before, I'm not a Superman fan, but if I was a Superman fan, there's only 2 Supermen that I ever liked. One, he's old school, and he is going to be the GOAT of all time, Christopher Reeves. He's the GOAT. I don't care what anybody say. He is the GOAT when it comes down to being the best overall Superman of all back in the 80s. That's one. Number two, if Christopher Reeves was alive right now and he had to pass the torch down to anybody that should be the next Superman in line, it should be Harry Cavill. Harry Cavill, that's the second best. Now David Cornwell. I don't know who he is. You know, James Gunn just say, you know what, let's get somebody that's, I don't want to call the man a bootleg or nothing, but you know what, let's get him. Let's get something that's close to it. Will I see it? Yeah. And I want to see it not because we got a new Superman. I want to see it because I want to the fact of the storyline. What kind of storyline direction would it be? What kind of impact would it be? Because, you know, the Zack Snyder universe, when he did Justice League and Batman and Superman Dawn of Justice and all that, and Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984, that was cool. Now we ain't got Zack Snyder no more. That's what I was trying to say. And now we got James Gunn. I ain't got nothing against James Gunn, but at the same time, again, not trying to make this an argument, I'm going to be gone from it. He got rid of people that was meant to be in the DC universe. Harry Cavill was meant to be in the DC universe as Superman. Gal Gadot, and don't get me wrong, I still love my Linda Carter Wonder Woman, but if she had to pass the torch down to Gal Gadot, again, and she also played Gazelle in the Fast and Furious movies, she did a hell of a job. And by the way, that woman is gorgeous. In fact, I take that back. Both of them are gorgeous. Even Linda Carter to this day, I think she's in her 70s, and she looks banging as hell. And for real, straight up. Another story for another time. Then I'm hearing rumors and speculations that James Gunn might get Jason Momoa to play Lobo. I think that'll work. Although I still like him as Aquaman. But all I'm saying is, long story short, will I see Superman Legacy July 11th? Yeah. I don't want to see so much as far as the acting. I want to see a different direction as far as the storyline. And for the first time ever in any Superman movie, we finally get Crypto the dog. Seen the trailer for it? For a little 10-pound dog, he's pretty tough, okay? And I want to see the relationship between Superman and Lois Lane and Crypto the dog, and you got a couple other heroes in there. Let's just wait and see what happens. Leave in the comments and let me know if you guys going to see some of these outstanding movies between May, June, and July. Because I'm ready for it. But if I had to pick whatever movie I really want to see, my mind is already made up. I'm going to go see Marvel's Fantastic Four First Steps. If I have to see a movie before the end of the summer is out, Superman Legacy. There, I said it. There you go. For real. And I'll bring this up one last time. Nintendo Switch 2. I was doing some research on this thing. And from what I heard, they're coming out with a lot of games. I'll give you a couple of spoilers, but they are definitely coming out with a lot of tripped out games before the end of this year. And I will give you a couple of spoilers right now. I don't have the photographs on that because I don't want to break that too early or anything like that. But I will give you, from what I've seen, from some of the research, that going to be impressive. One, we finally going to get Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. We're going to get Wind Waker. All right. We also going to get the Legend of Zelda Age of Imprisonment. I've seen the trailer for that. the same people who made Breath of the Wild. Oh yes, and they are coming out with a they're going to do a remake of the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom for the Nintendo Switch 2. Seen the trailer for that. Will I get it? Because I'm a Zelda fan. It's a 50-50 on that. They did a lot of changes on this. Like your old memory cards, they're not going to work no more. You got to get a certain kind of memory card that will make the game load faster. I've seen it. I forgot I think it's made by Lexar, but it's a certain memory card now that you have to put in there. I will say this: if you get a 1 terabyte memory card for that Nintendo Switch 2, get ready, because you're gonna be paying more than the system for this. That thing gonna run you $400 for a 1 terabyte. Here's my advice: the cheapest memory card you can get for that right now, and I think that's still high, is $69. This is what I'm gonna do when I get my Nintendo Switch 2. I'm gonna be cool with the Mario Kart. These are all the things I am gonna provide for it. The first thing I'm gonna get is a screen protector, because ain't no way in the hell I pay $500 for this thing. Even though I got it insured, you don't want the screen cracked. So for those who got a Nintendo Switch that's already been pre-ordered, these are some of the things you really think that's important besides everything else. Get a screen protector. Make sure your unit is insured. Get a carrying case. You're going to need that. Then later, you can get the memory, but right now, right off the bat, I wouldn't be worried too much about getting extra memory space for it right now. Screen protector in case. Because that's the first thing I'm buying once I get that. Then I'll get my camera. If I get any other games, I'm not going to have a huge library. I'll be lucky. My science is acting up. I would be extremely lucky if I get at least 5 good games. Expensive as hell or the memory for the Nintendo, it's both. Here's the reason why it's so expensive. I'm gonna give you 2 reasons. One, I've seen what the Nintendo Switch 2 is like. That thing, and I've done the research, it's just as powerful as the Steam Deck. You know what the Steam Deck is. You know, it's a portable handheld unit that plays everything. It's just as powerful as that. 2, for the first time ever, the Nintendo Switch 2, all their games is going to be in 4K ultra high definition. All of them. 3, my science is acting up. I'm about to wear a sweater tonight. 3, it will play certain titles, not all of them. Just to let you guys know, spoiler alert. Then 4, then I'm hearing that you have to start downloading your games. First of all, I hate downloads, and I'm not going to start buying download games now. I mean, it is backwards compatible on certain games, but for me, again, I'll be lucky if I buy 5 good games for it. Okay, but back to what I was saying as far as why is it so high. Not trying to change the subject, but I'm gonna go there. I don't blame Nintendo. I blame who we got in office right now, aka Donald J. Trump. He's sitting up here, he put this tariff thing on, and now the world is messed up because, bad enough the cost of inflation is high. Now, because he put a freeze on everything as far as whatever's coming in, imported from overseas, whether it's China or whatever, now they suffer just like everybody else because of him. Now everything is jacked up high. It's high. So if you guys don't get a Nintendo Switch 2, now that's cool, but then again, this is what's going to really mess the economy up. Come Christmas time, they're going to do the same thing like they did with the PlayStation 5. Okay, now you have to order it from the store, you have to buy it, pay the tax, pay the online fee, and do the waiting game. Okay, me, I'm glad I got it. That means it'll be a while before I buy another system. And the only reason why I bought this because I'm a collector. All right. But I assure you, I'm not going to have a huge library. Now, as far as like my Nintendo 1 library, I got like about 40 games. Nintendo Switch 2, I'll be lucky. The most I get is 10 games, and that's the farthest I go. So, we gonna see what happens. But again, I saw a lot of impressive titles is coming out for it. All right. And I don't even know where to begin. Okay. They coming out with Street Fighter 6 for the Nintendo Switch. God, man. Again, Zelda. Believe it or not, spoiler alert, they coming out with a Final Fantasy VII remake for the Nintendo Switch 2. Here's what's so scary about it. It looks just as good, if not better, on the PlayStation 5. Now, will I get it for the Switch 2? Unless the price go down, yeah. If not, I'm good. I'll still play it on my 5. They are coming out. Yes, they are coming out with a Final Fantasy VII remake on the Play. Because it was a PlayStation 5 game, now they add it to the Switch. Okay, that's how they do it. This is what they do. Because right now, I haven't even got into this game yet. And this is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Haven't even gotten into this shit. I will get into it once I get my 2 terabytes. But yeah, man. They coming out with some, trust me. Some of the games I've seen, I'm like, whoa. Mario Kart World, this is just a start. This is just the start. And for the first time ever, this is the reason why they made Mario Kart World, because for the first time they're trying to be more involved as far as the online community, because this will be the first game that you could play up to 24 people around the world on Mario Kart. That's why if you see the commercial, they got that camera. The only reason why I bought it, because of 2 reasons. Again, to add to my collection, and 2, I want to get that camera. I want to see what the camera functions compatibility is face of. Because if you can stream off of that, you're going to see a lot of exclusive gameplays coming from me. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But, again, you got to understand something. Nintendo is going to always be the granddaddy of all video games. Now, Sony and Xbox, sure, they the titans. They are the titans. You got to keep in mind, Nintendo been around since 1981. All right. Here it is 2025. And they figure, well, hell, if Sony can do it, if Xbox can do it, how can we? Standard games will be $100 or more. I'm about to get into that right now. So let me put my logo up in my show. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen on that. Because I'm in my show in a minute. In the end, and I'm not trying to defend for them. Again, I'm a fan regardless. But I really got to get this off my chest right now. In the end, Nintendo is going to crash and burn. Here's the reason why. And then because of that, now they got everybody else jacking up the price. Okay. You got Xbox Series jacking up the price. You got people jacking up the price on the PlayStation 5. And I'll be damned, I'm not getting that PlayStation Pro. The original one is the best one. Alright. Reason why I said Nintendo's going to crash and burn, because by that's supposed to be more of a family-based system. Because when you think of Nintendo, you think of family. You know, you think of games like Mario Kart, Mario Party, you know, Mario versus Donkey Kong, whatever. That makes a lot of sense. But after a while, if you keep jacking up the price, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen with both, with all three of them, as far as Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. If they keep jacking up the price on these new gen consoles, sooner or later, retro, and I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, retro is going to make a comeback. For those who still got their doggone Super Nintendos, they Genesis, they doggone regular Nintendos, TurboGrafx 16s, Neo Geos, 3DOs. I know because I got all that trust me. They're going to make a comeback. And the reason why, because a lot of people is not going to afford these new gen consoles. Ask yourself this question. Why do you think GameStop is buying back old consoles? Because retro is making a comeback. When? I don't know. I assure you it'll be soon. Mario said, he said PlayStation 5 Pro. Okay. You think the 5 is going to be high? I'll admit the 5 is high. Shh, secret. PlayStation 6 is going to be higher. Spoiler alert. God of War Egypt will be on the PlayStation 6. That's it. That's all you're going to need to know. And that's being in production now. So if you think the 5 is higher, hell, when the 5 first came out, it was over $1,000. I waited 2 years until it jumped down to 500. Now it's jacking it back up again. So I wouldn't be worried about the 5. Unless you get the Pro, then you gotta turn around and get the disc drive that's sold separately. That's an extra $100, if not $200. So that's about right. So that there, I will be worried. Yeah. I will be worried about that. I'll be scared as hell when that 6 come out. Secret, it's being made now. Now, when is it going to be released? I'll never tell. I'll never tell. But I do know one thing. When it comes out, newsflash. Didn't hear it from me, but you're going to hear from me anyway. Huge newsflash. When it does, you think what we paying now is high? It's going to be twice as higher. Here we go again. It's going to go back to retro. Because retro is going to be more affordable. People will be able to save money. Because right now, that's the only way they're going to survive, you know, through all that. PlayStation 5 is my last console. I'll put it like this. If I do get one last console, it will be the 6. But only way I get the 6, unless the economy somehow meets at a standstill, fine. But other than that, that's gonna be it. Tell you the truth, I didn't want to get the Nintendo Switch too, but I said no. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm glad I got it. Cause when June 5th come, I keep telling everybody, new catchphrase on my show, I've been saying it for the longest. I'm gonna strike fast and hit hard. In fact, I'll be the first person on the west side to own one here in Chicago. I can't be the godfather of video games if I can't represent. And I represent hard. So if I do get a last console, it will be the 6. And it's being made right now as we speak. Another topic for another time. But the economy is messed up. And people sooner or later are going to go back to retro. And I won't be disappointed because I still got some of my retro games in there. I don't mind getting back on uh, my Nintendo, my Super Nintendo, my 64. Hell, I don't mind getting back on my Game Boy Advance because that's the only way you're going to survive through the economy when it comes down to gaming. And if they keep jacking the prices up, people are going to stop buying games. People are going to stop buying games. And I'm hearing rumors and speculations. If that happens, places like GameStop will be out of business. We ain't got the mom and pop stores no more where you can go in and at least try to get a fair price on stuff on some of your products. That's they're gone. Because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna kill the gaming industry. What's gonna kill Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. It's not just the retro. Get rid of GameStop. If GameStop is no longer a part of that circle of life when it comes down to gaming, these big corporations, these titans, will fall. All because y'all making this stuff too damn high. And I got a job and I pay bills like everybody else, even though I save sometimes. But y'all got to make a stand. I keep saying it ain't what's best for business. And I don't want to, again, shout out goes out to the WWE Corporation, the WWE Enterprise, the WWE Internet, the whole WWE clique. Sometimes it's not what's best for business. Sometimes you got to do what's right for business. Because without us, y'all broke. I'm broke and I can barely afford it. You couldn't have said it better myself. Their greed will eventually be their own demise. And Prince, you right. Brother, you right. They need to stop. Do what's right for business. Come on. $500 for a Nintendo Switch 2? Come on now. I think the coolest thing I got in there right now, other than my Nintendo Switch OLED, is my PlayStation Portal. Because I can link it up and still take it anywhere I want to go. But this, come on. Hell, I paid $200 for this big black and purple kaiju. Even though it don't move, but it was still worth it. Y'all getting over. That's got to stop. Trump got to stop. Yes. I mean, this is, he'll use this thing as a pool. We ain't gonna start bringing up Jeremiah King. Oh no, we'll say that for another show. But yeah, Gaming Corporation, come on, y'all gotta do better with the people, man. You really do, straight up. Well, that's it on my what's new. About the rest, gotta take something for my sinuses. And then immediately following, I'm going to be leaving out in about an hour because I definitely want to go see either Mission Impossible, the Final Reckoning, or Lilo and Stitch. Either one I'm going to see, I'm going to leave in the comments, and I'll tell you what I think about it. And we go from there. And just let everybody... I'm not sick. It's just... I'm not sick. I don't have a fever nut. It's just... my sinuses is messed up. So what I'm going to do before I go to bed, I'm going to take some NyQuil or whatever to probably knock it out or whatever. It's, I think I'm going to try to stay warm tonight. I'm going to put on an extra sweater or whatever. I'm not sick. I don't have a fever or anything like that. It's just my sinuses is jacked right now. And it is because of this weather. Because Chicago weather's messed up right now. It's warm, it's cold, it's warm, it's cold, man. Here it is. It's May, and we got like, what, 45, 56 degrees out here. Man, I'm ready for summer. I'm ready to sweat, man. I'm ready to get out and put on my jeans and my white tees, man. I'm ready for summer, man. I'm ready for the heat. Because I know when it's warm, I don't get sick as much. I'm not sick. It's just my sinuses is jacked. That's all. But I mean, I'll take some for it. In a couple of days, it'll be gone. If I, long as I'm gonna be extra warm tonight. Throat's a little itchy. I'm gonna drink some water in a minute. But I'm not sick. Trust me. That's the first time in a long time my sinuses have been jacked like that. But I'm about to end my show. I'm about to rest and hang out and chill tonight at the movies. So if I get anything new on the show, I will share that with everybody, okay? And I'm out of here. This is Darnell Crittenden from DC Networks and Power Players. Whatever you do, keep playing your games. I'll talk to everybody later and later. I'll see everybody next time on the Wild Side. Leave in the comments. Let me know what movies you want to see. Leave in the comments on what some of the other topics you want me to bring. And speaking of other topics, come June, come June, all my previous shows will return. Just let everybody know. And tell me what you want to see on the Spotty on Nine show. I'm out of here. I talk to everybody later and later. And let's see what happens next. Guys, take care of yourself. Peace.